Hello? Hello?
Utpola, I'm here.
Yeah, can you see me?
I can see you. I'm just trying to figure out how I can make this live on Facebook. I found it. Should we go live yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Why
Or
in your screen? Um, and then
what do I do? I mean, that's what I'm trying to see.
just say stop. Just off your camera on the bottom. Can you see?
Yeah,
Just off your camera there. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I'm just, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I off
Okay.
my camera.
What I'm going to do is hopefully like
I
um,
think we can share the link only, na, directly. Is that the Zoom link?
on the Facebook.
Is that so? How we're going to do?
So what I'm going to do is, if you wait, hold on. If you don't talk, I'm going to mute you.
Uh-huh.
If you can mute yourself, let's see.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Monica Baido is here. Should I ask her to join here or should she come on Facebook? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go live on Facebook. And I have to, oh, if I do it here, the problem is, um, if I do it here, can we share it on Heavy? Can you check if you can share it on the onto the Assam? I'll share it on Assam.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Hello, everyone. We'll just give people a moment to come in before we start, maybe about 4 to 5 minutes. Thank you for your patience. Can you see me? We'll just give a little bit more time for people to join us before we start the session. Namaskar. Good evening, everyone. I am Madhusmita Bora, co-director of Hotria Dance Company and one of the administrators of Assam Connection. On behalf of this forum and our administrators, previous and current co-founders, Dr. Ajanta Goswami, Vandana Sharma, Subalita Borua, Ankita Datta, and Nitasha Sharma, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each one of you for your support and engagement over the years in keeping Assam Connection thriving. We all hope that you and your family are healthy and staying safe. We're starting this series called Illumination to shine the light on some of the incredibly talented cultural ambassadors in our Assamese community who have professionally created a space for their art and creativity in their adopted home here in America. Nurturing an art away from home, from its nerve center, is not an easy feat, and we want to celebrate their talent, perseverance, dedication, and contribution to the society with their artistic gifts. While doing so, we want to highlight their journey, their lives, their struggles, and their passion so that the members of our forum and the broader Assamese community can get to know them a little better. As we start our conversation tonight, we also want to acknowledge the sufferings in our communities, in our adopted home here, as well as in our beloved Assam. We hope and pray that healing comes soon. Now, with further ado, I would like to welcome our esteemed guest for tonight, Dr. Utpola Bora. A little about Utpola Baido and her expansive career in the Indian and world music scene. She's an ethnomusicologist, a music educator, cultural archivist, and North Indian classical vocalist. She has been performing North Indian classical vocal genres as well as regional folk songs for several years in the US and in India. Her vocal artistry is founded on her extensive study with the renowned North Indian classical legends, Padma Shri Dr. Prabha Atre, Vidushi Malashri Prasad, Pandit Indralal Dhanda, Ustad Iqbal Ahmed Khan Sahab, and Ustad Balu Khan Warsi Sahab of Kirana, Banaras, Udaipur, and Delhi Gharanas. Following the path of her masters, she strives to impart India's ancient music traditions to contemporary audiences and students. Utpola Baido has been teaching music for more than a decade. She conducts masterclasses and lecture demonstrations, performances in universities and schools, community festivals, and senior homes. She holds her PhD in music from University of Delhi. Her doctoral research on the Bihu songs of Assam is available as a book called Bihu Festival of Assam, Music, Dance, and Performance. She has also published in major Indian journals. Dr. Bora worked in the Archives and Research Center for Ethnomusicology at American Institute of Indian Studies, Gurgaon, India. She was a course writer, content editor, and expert consultant for the postgraduate degree in folklore and cultural studies for the School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies at the Indira Gandhi National Open University. She was a research fellow for the Advancing Interdisciplinary Research in Singing project in University of Prince Edward Island, Canada. Currently, she's working at the Columbus Metropolitan Library in the USA and arts-leaning artist in residence, Ohio Arts Council. She's the CEO and founder of Sacred Music, an art and cultural organization with a mission to promote Indian performing arts, history, and culture through singing, instrumental music, dancing, and storytelling among the Central Ohio community. Sacred Music also promotes multicultural awareness and other art forms, such as jazz and blues. For a viewer, this is just a reminder that the event is free, but if you feel inspired by Utpola Ba's work, she has requested that you make a donation to her local food bank called Clintonville Beechwood Community Resource Center. We will be providing the link to the resource center at the bottom in the messenger section. Through the generous, this center basically helps the needy people in her community through their food bank, their food pantry, child and youth program, senior services, and kinship care program. You can also follow Utpola Ba's work on her Facebook page at facebook.com/Hindustani Music, facebook.com Utpola Monty Bora, facebook.com Hindustani Karnataka Music Ohio, and columbusmakesart.com artist Utpola Bora. I will be providing these lists at the bottom on the message link so that everybody has access to it. Again, I'm so deeply honored and excited to host you at Utpola Ba in our forum tonight as our first guest. She's going to start off with Ganesh Stuti, an invocation to the remover of all obstacles. We all know that we need at this time, and especially also since we are starting this.
Namaskar.
And that will be followed by an invocation to her revered gurus. Utpola Ba, I hand it over to you.
Namaskar. Thank you so much, Madhusmita, for welcoming, for inviting me for this session. And I really appreciate your effort and entire Assamese community. And we feel very privileged to speak to our people. It's always nice. So before we go, as you said, that I will start with an invocation to Lord Ganesha and to my gurus. Shri Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru me Deva Sarvakare Sarvada Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurudev Maheshwara Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. अखंड मंडलाकार व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. ॐ नमो शिवाय. ॐ नमो शिवाय. ॐ नमो शिवाय. Thank you. Yeah, I think your voice.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
That was so divine. Thank you. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for
Thanks.
sucking us on in such a beautiful way. So I'm so excited personally to get to know your work. I'm completely fascinated by your journey.
Just doing little things. Just,
So I will start actually right from the very beginning. I always wonder what inspires people to go on this journey because we know it is so hard, you know,
yeah,
to be an artist, right?
absolutely.
And I just want to know about how did you start, and if you could tell us a little bit about the environment you grew up in, your childhood, um,
Okay.
and what kind, who are your first gurus and teachers?
Yeah, yeah, it is always fascinating because artists, so-called, I don't know, I'm still working on it. Yeah, and especially when we are not from a family of artists, so to go to that, I mean, to take the journey. Yeah, so basically, my family, of course, my mother. I'll speak both sometime in English and Ohomia also. I hope it's so. Ma, she was a singer in the sense. Professionally, might she did not sing, but she because more koka mar mane deuta she used to sing bhakotia mane Vaishnavat asle, so he used to do borgit at home, and ma wanted to sing Shastriya Hongit, but those days it was not a good. I don't know. They thought it's not a good music to do, but anyway, she was in Kanoi College, Dibrugarh. So during that time she learned. I mean, in the sense she had a lot of opportunity and she sang. She was a very good singer. Then she got married to my father, and he was in forest. He was a range officer. Father, he was posted often, in the border, Gwalpara, Dhubri, and those border. So what I remember, my mom said, so as a newly wedded bride, and she happened to meet Pratima Pandey Bora, and because Lalji was there in the where my father was, Dhubri area. So she somehow got to learn a couple of Gwalparia Lokogit from her. And then my father passed away I was barely 2 years old or something, 2.5 year old, in a car accident. Tarpasate, mom, we already had family, like a house in Guwahati. মোৰ দেউতা was from Golaghat. মা আছিলে ডিব্ৰুগড় মানে দুলীয়াজানৰ ককা বাগানৰ আছিলে, সেইকাৰণে মা কানৈ কলেজত মানে পঢ়িছিলে হোষ্টেলত থাকি পেলাই। So আমাৰ গুৱাহাটীত ঘৰ আছিলে, so we moved there after my father passed away. তাৰপিছতে মোৰ মনত আছে ৰাতিপুৱা মায়ে 6টা বজাতে আমাক মানে ৰাতিপুৱা সদায় সেই আগতে ৰেডিঅ'ত তোমাৰ হেৰি যে বন্দনা হয় যে, as a kid I remember, although I did not like it so much, sorry, kid. So but আছিলে কাণত পৰিছিলে তাৰ পিছতে আৰু আমাৰ যেনেকে অসমীয়া হেতু থাকে সবে ল'ৰা ছোৱালীবিলাকক গান নাচ শিকোৱাটো মানে এইটো জানাই আৰু এটা ওৱান অফ দ্য পাৰ্ট অফ দ্য মানে হেৰি আৰু গ্ৰুমিং প্ৰচেছ অৰ হোৱাট এভাৰ ইউ কেন সে সো তেনেকে আমাৰ ওচৰতে পুফৰণা স্কুল আছিলে সংগীত বিদ্যালয় উৰ্বশী সংগীত বিদ্যালয় তাত আমি শিকিছিলো কেইবাজনো মানে টিচাৰ আছিলে তেওঁলোকে শিকাইছিলে I don't remember all of their name but I know পুষ্পৰঞ্জন দে আছিলে ছাৰ তেখেত সম্ভৱ এতিয়া নাই তেনেকে শিকিছিলো তাৰ পিছতে মই তোমাৰ মানে মোৰ মাহী লক্ষী শইকীয়া তেখেত আছিলে মোৰ মাৰ সম্বন্ধীয় তেখেত গুৱাহাটী ৰেডিঅ'ত আছিলে তাৰপিছতে টেলিভিছন গুৱাহাটী দূৰদৰ্শনৰ পৰা তেওঁ ৰিটায়াৰ কৰিলে তেখেত এতিয়া নাই সো she trained me also to in a formal যিটো মানে কম আৰু মোৰ মানে ভইচ কালচাৰ কাৰণ সৰুতে মানে যিহেতু মায়ে নাজানিছিলে ক্লাছিকেল কেনেকে সেইবিলাক মানে ধৰ তাৰ কিছুমান নিয়ম নীতি কিছুমান থাকে মই as a kid I started because my teacher was a male teacher and I started as a kid you started imitating and which was not good so somebody told my mother in a program that I was singing and I think Dilip Sharma tekhet I think he was a very well known mark kole je swalejoni mane mattu ekebare mane heri hoy guse tag mane you need to put her in some good guru and because she has talent so anyway tetia mahi ঘুৰি আহিছিলে তে মাহীয়ে মোক প্ৰায় এবছৰ দুবছৰ মান শিকালে মোৰ মনত আছে সাৰেগামা মই মানে বিৰাটেই বৰ পাইছিলো but I had to do it so তাৰ পিছতে মই টিচি স্কুলত গৈছিলো টিচি স্কুলত পঢ়িছিলো তেতিয়া গুণদা বাইদেউ বা তাৰ আগতে মই কম যে যেতিয়া মই মানে মাৰ লগত মানে মায়ে যেতিয়া সৰুতে বৰগীত মা নিজেও গাইছিলে অলপ তাৰ পিছতে মায়ে মানে খুব এই তোমাৰ তেতিয়া শ্যামল মিত্ৰ তফজুল আলী ছাৰৰ গানবিলাক যিহেতু তেওঁলোকে তফজুল আলী ছাৰে পঢ়াইছিলে মাক গুৱাহাটীত কানুক কলেজত তো মায়ে সেই গীতবোৰ খুব গাইছিলে আৰু লোকগীত গোৱালপৰীয়া লোকগীত সো মই শিকিছিলো শিকি পেলাই অকণিৰ মেলত তোমাৰ তাৰপিছতে আমাৰ ৰেডিঅ' চেণ্টাৰৰ কাষতে আছিলো আমি আৰু চানমাৰীত আছিলো ৰাজগড়ত তাতে আৰু বিষ্ণু অকণি মেলটো প্ৰায় যোৱা হয় আৰু তাৰপিছতে যিটো মানে যিটো কি কয় এইটো তোমাৰ যিটো মানে ইউথ প্ৰগ্ৰেমটো সেইটোত মানে সো মই লোকগীত গাইছিলো মানে তোমাৰ গোৱালপৰীয়া লোকগীত I can just sing one couplet of it okay so yeah so এইটো মানে একদম মানে তেতিয়া মানে খুব হেৰি আছিল আৰু দেই হস্তির কন্যা বামনির নারী ও মাথায় নিয়া তাম কলসি ও সখী হাতি সোনার ঝাড়ি সখী রে হই মুরি হায় হস্তির কন্যারি খানি কো দয়া নাই মাহু তোর লাগিয়া রে খানি কো দয়া নাই মাহু তোর লাগিয়া রে so that was my first song in the radio I still like it because I feel very I feel very near to me I mean I don't have to do any effort I just can sing like that yeah so সেইটো মই then you can so তাৰপিছতে কৈছো যে মানে লক্ষীমাহী শিকালে তাৰপিছতে গুণদা বাইদেউ মানে য'ত মই টিচি স্কুলত পঢ়িছিলো তাতে আমাৰ মানে টিচি স্কুলত বাইদেউ মানে খুবেই মই মিউজিকটো এটা মোৰ ছাবজেক্ট আছিলে মানে সেইটো ক্লাছ 8ৰ পৰা আছিলে কিন্তু তাৰ আগৰ পৰাই বাইদেৱে মানে কিছুমান যিবিলাকে ধৰ গান গোৱা ছোৱালী বা গাইছিলে তেওঁলোকক মানে লৈছিলে কাৰণ টিচি স্কুলত যিটো কোৰাছটো খুবেই মানে এটা মানে তোমাৰ মানে জানিছিলে মানুহে বিকজ আমি বহুতেই যিমানেই প্ৰগ্ৰেম হৈছিলে গুৱাহাটীত এনেকে ধৰা টিচাৰ্ছ ডে হওক তাৰোপৰি বহুত মই পাহৰিলে বাকিবিলাক সাধাৰণতে বেছিভাগ ডিষ্ট্ৰিক্ট লাইব্ৰেৰীতে হৈছিলে বাইদেৱে মানে 20 জনীয়া ছোৱালী গ্ৰুপ আছিলে বাইদেউ তেনেকে মানে দুটা তিনটা গ্ৰুপ মানে কৰিছিলে এটা ধৰা এডভান্স গ্ৰুপ আছিলে তাৰপিছতে এটা ধৰা তাৰ পিছৰটো আমি তেনেকে মানে মানে এটা প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰিছিলে সো কিছুমান ধৰা সৰস্বতী বন্দনা এটা আছিলে বাইদেউৰ সেইটো মানে খুবেই আমি চবতে গাইছিলো তাৰপিছত বাইদেউটো জানা তেওঁৰ গানবিলাক সাধাৰণতে তেওঁ আইডিয়াবোৰ দিছিলে কিন্তু লিখিছিলে কেশৱ মহন্তই লিখিছিলে আৰু মানে বাইদেউ সুৰ দিছিলে অসম্ভৱ মানে আৰু বাইদেউটো মানে কি ক'ম আৰু তেওঁৰ নিচিনা চাগে খুব জ্ঞানী মানুহ কমেই আছিলে কিন্তু তেওঁ যিখিনি মানে পাব লাগিছিলে তেওঁৰ গানৰ মূল্য আমাৰ অসমীয়া মানুহে বুজি নাপালে তেখেতৰ মানে হেৰি আছে তেতিয়া দিনতে 60জতে নেকি তেখেতে লক্ষ্ণৌত পঢ়িছিলে তাৰপিছত তেওঁ মানে অকল ক্লাছিকেল মিউজিক বুলি নহয় ফোক তাৰপিছতে ইংলিছ ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণ মানে she was like a power house আৰু আমাক খালি এখন গিটাৰ এটা হাৰমনিয়াম এটা তাবলা সেইখিনি বস্তু দিয়েই মানে আমাৰ কোৰাছটো হৈছিলে আৰু 20 জনী ছোৱালীক মানে যেনেকে তেখেতে বাইদেউ কৰিছিলে মানে 20 জনী মানে এটা মানে এংগলত আমাক থিয় হ'ব দিছিলে গানৰ আৰু কাণ কি বাইদেউৰ কাণ মানে এজনীয়ে যদি বেখুৰা গাইছো মানে প্ৰথমতে দুবাৰমান ক'ব তাৰপিছত তিনবাৰত থাপৰ এটা আৰু মানে we learn that way and the থাপৰৰ value to etia janu I guess I can sing in tune a little bit I still don't know it's very difficult to say but these are all my training and এইখিনিতে যদি তাৰপিছত এতিয়া মানে মই এতিয়া মোৰ যিহেতু মই শিকাও বুলি মই ষ্টুডেণ্টক শিকাও মই সেই বাইদেউৰ মানে থাকোতে বাইদেউৰ আকৌ গানবিলাক ৰেডিঅ'ৰ পৰা নোহোৱাই হ'ল বুলি আৰু নাই এতিয়া একো ৰেকৰ্ডিং তাৰপিছতে বাইদেউ থাকোতে মানে কি হ'ল এইটো আজি তোমাৰ 5-6ৰ কথা হ'ব মই বাইদেউক লগ কৰিবলৈ গৈছিলো গুৱাহাটীত সম্ভৱ তেনেকুৱা সময়তে তেতিয়া বাইদেউ বেছ ঠিকেই আছিলে তেখেত অসুখীয়া বাইদেউ আছিলে আগৰ পৰা অলপ তেখেত এষ্টেমাৰ প্ৰব্লেম আছিলে তেতিয়া বাইদেউ কৈছিলে তই মোক হেল্প কৰিবি নেকি যে হেৰি মোৰ মানে গানবোৰ মই CD বনাম তাৰপিছতে মই তেতিয়া দিল্লীত মানে মই কাম কৰি আছিলো I mean মই বাইদেউ কৈছে নিশ্চয় বাইদেউ মই আপোনাক লৈ যাম মোৰ লগত থাকিব and we will do but unfortunately বাইদেউ left us and মই এতিয়া মানে আমাৰ যিখিনি মোৰ মানে মনত আছে তেনেকে মই এতিয়া মোৰ ষ্টুডেণ্টক মই বিশেষকৈ মই সৰস্বতী বন্দনাটো শিকালো and they also performed we all performed so এতিয়া I'm just trying to kind of disseminate my little knowledge from Baidu to my student yeah
That's
so
and we're going to share that.
yeah sure
But it always amazes me how, as artists, we are not just performing or nurturing an art form, but in so many ways, we are also, our bodies, our voice, our movements are also archives because it continues through us what is passed on from
yeah
generation, and it is so humbling. And what beautiful way than this for you to continue, even though you think that she was not recognized then, but now her compositions are being sung here in America, which is so beautiful, and that is such amazing work by you. So
I know it is, and thing is that to me you are right. So and also I think I'm also growing with as I'm getting older. I'm trying to understand more now probably. যেতিয়া সকে তেতিয়া থাকুতে সকে কৰিব পাৰিলো আৰু কিবা কিবি কিন্তু I don't know what to say. I don't say I ignored, but মানে হৈ উঠা নাছিলে. Somehow it did not happen, but now probably I'm looking back
and I'm sure her spirit is
and another thing I never taught I never taught music yeah go ahead so like মানে গান শিকাবলে মই এতিয়া কৰিছো but আগতে মই দিল্লী থাকোতে মই শিকোৱা নাছিলো মই শিকি আছো এতিয়াও শিকি আছো but anyway go ahead so yeah
that's the other thing, right? Everything forever students.
oh yeah
It's never an end.
oh yeah
I think one of when I was training as a Kathak, my Guruji Janaki Patrick, and she would always say, life is short, but art is very long.
oh
It is so true.
you are I know to me you are so the dedicated artist and dancer and I'm sure you understand this is like hitu eta mur bare guru eta prabhatraji will come as you will talk more she's now 88 years old one of the I think she's one of the oldest art, like, that legend, like, in the, and also a very big scholar too. কেইবাবছৰমান আগতে মোক কৈছিলে যে মই এতিয়াও মানে I'm still looking for the sur. मैं अभी भी ढूंढ रही हूँ. I was like, where am I? so, so I'm like, okay.
And it's one of the secrets of humility because it's the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know anything,
Of
right? I mean,
course, yeah.
that's how it is. I mean, that's how incredible it is. I mean, today is also a very special day because it is the birthday of one of my gurus.
Oh, how nice, how nice.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
আৰু যতীন গোস্বামী
Oh.
ছাৰে সদায় কয় যে মানে এতিয়াও তেওঁ নিজকে ষ্টুডেণ্ট বুলিয়ে কয়
Mm-hmm.
very simple, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. He's also Padma Shri.
Of, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to go on and listen to Gunoda Baido's composition.
Yeah.
Please bear with me. I'm not very proficient technologically.
Don't worry.
I'm trying to share my screen, and hopefully
COVID is making learn a lot of things. Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Let's see. I think I can share it. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Maheshwaram, Guru Sakshat Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tasmai Shri Gurave Jaya tu Jaya Shubha Jaya tu Jaya Shubha Okay. Okay, let me see if I can. Can you see me now or? Sorry. Have I lost you, Utpola? Can you see me? Looks like I've lost Utpola. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Something happened. Yeah. I sorry. My video. Okay. Sorry.
Feel
Yeah.
like ending that, but in the interest of time, and for our viewers, we will provide those links also later on in the comment section so that you can go and check out if you want to listen to more of Utpala's work.
Yeah.
So I was just intrigued. Gunoda Baido, etu tekhete likha heri asile neki?
Yeah, I think তেওঁ লিখিছিলে নাই মই ঠিক নাজানো কিন্তু again মই জনা মতে তেখেতে মানে এটো তেখেতৰ গীত আছিলে কম্পোজিশন আছিলে কিন্তু কোনে লিখিছিলে হেতু মইও নাজানো and or if it is from some kind of a text I don't really know yeah.
So you met her when you were in PC school?
Yeah, মই যেতিয়া মানে মই ধৰা হেৰি তোমাৰ ক্লাছ থাকোতে মানে তেখেতক বেছিকে হেৰি কৰিছিলো কাৰণ তেতিয়া মানে শিকাইছিলে তেওঁ কোৰাছ গ্ৰুপত মই আছিলো তাৰপিছতে আমি মানে অল ইণ্ডিয়া লেভেলত আমি মানে চিচি স্কুলত আমি প্ৰথমতে তাৰ আগতে দুবাৰ ফাৰ্ষ্ট হৈছিলে অল ইণ্ডিয়া লেভেলত কোৰাছত মানে যিটো কোৰাছত হৈছিলে অল ইণ্ডিয়া ৰেডিঅ' অল ইণ্ডিয়া লেভেলত তাৰপিছত আমাৰ বেটচটো ছেকেণ্ড হৈছিলে তাৰপিছতে আমি গৈছিলো দিল্লীত গৈছিলো তাৰপিছতে আমি বিজ্ঞান ভ্ৰমণত তেতিয়া গাইছিলো মনত আছে গোটেইবোৰকে লৈ গৈছিলে সো সেয়া মানে আমাৰ এক্সপিৰিয়েন্স মানে বাইদেউৰ লগত থকা বা বাইদেউৰ মানে গানবোৰ মানে তেনেকে হেৰি কৰা তাৰপাছতে তাৰপাছত মই 12th মানেলৈকে মই গুৱাহাটীত আছিলো দেন মই ফেলোশ্বিপ পালো আসাম ষ্টেটৰ মানে মই ফেলোশ্বিপ পাই পেলাই এইটো আসলে কালচাৰেল ডিপাৰ্টমেন্টৰ পৰা আছিলে আৰু তেওঁলোকে দিছিলে যিবিলাক ধৰা এই সংগীতত যিবিলাকে মানে হেৰি কৰে পাৰ্সিউ কৰিব খোজে মানে বিশাৰদ বা এনেকা মানে যিবোৰ শান্তি নিকেতনত যায় কিছুমান যায় লক্ষ্ণৌত কিন্তু মই মানে একচুৱেলি I always wanted to keep my academic মানে সাইডটো মই ৰাখিব খুজিছিলো not only the music মানে সেইকাৰণে মই বম্বেটো চুজ কৰিলো বম্বে SNDT ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি আছিলে য'ত মানে তুমি মিউজিক এজ আ মেজৰ ল'ব পাৰি এজ আ মানে বাকিবোৰ সাবজেক্টৰ লগত আৰু তেওঁলোক তেতিয়া মই তেনেকে বম্বেলৈ আহিলো আৰু এটা কথা আছিলে যে মোৰ গুৰু ডক্টৰ প্ৰভাত ৰে তেখেতৰ মানে মই একচুৱেলি মই তেখেতৰ প্ৰথম মই তেখেতক দেখিছিলো এটা ফেমিনাৰ এটা when I was I think 12th 11th grade I was going to my grandparents house in Dibrugarh মানে তেতিয়া মানে এটা ফেমিনা এখন মই মানে কিনিছিলো তাতে মানে she was in the first page and she's a very beautiful looking very কি বুলি কম খুব graceful lady and I got so I didn't know nothing about her music but somehow I was so inspired by her I'm like I'm going to learn from her and then I learned that she was in Bombay and somehow when I got the fellowship it was quite a hurdle because প্ৰথমতে মানি লোৱা নাছিলে ষ্টেট কাৰণ তেওঁলোকে কেতিয়াও বম্বেৰ কাৰণে কৰা নাছিলে SNDT but you know because nobody was probably তেতিয়ালৈকে কোনো তেনেকা হেৰি কৰা নাছিলে সোধা নাছিলে তাৰপিছতে মই বম্বেলৈ আহিলো বম্বেত আকৌ আৰু মোক মানে বম্বে SNDT ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিত মই এডমিশ্যন পালো তাতে হোষ্টেলত আছিলো তাৰপিছত তাতে আকৌ মোৰ সিনিয়ৰ আছিলে চন্দনা ফুকন she was actually very she really guided me a lot একেবাৰে মানে মই বম্বেলৈ গৈছো গুৱাহাটীৰ পৰা ইমান মানে বিৰাট বেল আৰু মই নিজকে কওঁ ৰাম বেল বুলি কৈছে so I didn't know nothing about so basically Chandana she was already learning from Prabhaji so তেওঁৰ লগত মই Chandana লগত প্ৰায় মই বাইদামৰ ঘৰলৈ গৈছিলো আৰু Prabhaji was the head of the department that time in SNDT University Music Faculty of Music আৰু মই মানে pursue music মানে SNDT you can take honor মানে major in 2 subjects so I took music and tourism So
Center.
along with tourism,
Tourism.
travel and tourism, so so that's what I did, and did my graduation in both the subject major কৰি পেলাই তাৰপিছত মই MA কৰিলো, MA মিউজিকত তেতিয়া আৰম্ভ কৰিলো। তেতিয়া মেডামে কেতিয়াবা ক্লাছ লৈছিলে, and it was very interesting কাৰণ তেখেতৰ মানে যিটো মানে হেৰি আছিলে মানে vision was very different, because আমাক world music যিবিলাক ক্লাছ হৈছিলে তাত মানে the professors who used to visit from other universities, and because তেওঁ খুব মানে she used to come and lecture in different, teach in universities around the world. So তেনেকে মানে she had connection whenever the professors flying for other university or coming visiting India, so they used to stop by and they used to give teach us world music in that. So তেতিয়াই মানে মোৰ ethnomusicology, although it was, I just I got interested in ethnomusicology in that time, and then so I did my master's in music. So after that মই তেতিয়ালৈকে মেডামৰ ওচৰত মই গৈ আছিলো কাৰণ তেতিয়ালৈকে তেওঁ মোক শিকোৱা নাছিলে, and যিটো মানে গুৰু শিষ্য পৰম্পৰা বুলি কয় আমাৰ হেৰিত। তাৰপিছতে মোক মানে মই তাৰ আগতে সুধিছিলো, কিন্তু মেডামে কৈছিলে যে she didn't never said anything to me. So after my masters, so I met her. আমাৰ এটা মানে বেংক আছিলে আমাৰ এছএনডিটি মানে আমাৰ যিটো কেম্পাছৰ সন্মুখত, তাতে মই গৈছিলো, কানাড়া বেংক। তেতিয়া আমাৰ বাইদেউ বহি আছিলে, তেতিয়া মই সুধিলো যে মেম will you teach me? তেতিয়া কৈছে okay I will. তাৰপিছতে মেডামৰ ঘৰলৈ মানে মই ঘৰত তেওঁৰ লগত থাকিলো, থাকি প্ৰায় মানে তেওঁৰ লগত আছিলো। তেওঁ মানে ৰাতিপুৱা ক্লাছ মানে তেওঁ শিকায় আবেলি। তাৰপিছতে মেডামে মোক কৈছিলে যে তই if you really want to pursue you need to stay with me for 6 years at least. কিন্তু I could not give that time to her. I couldn't say yes to her because I had a job, because তেতিয়া মই pass কৰি ওলালো and I was working for Times of India. So তেওঁলোকে এখন নতুন নিউজপেপাৰ ওলাইছিলে ইণ্ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট বুলি, তাত কৰিছিলো। But that job and then music and Bombay life is very difficult. You need a lot of money, and especially for music or the traveling back and forth, because my work is at 4th, I think it asile, 4th asile etu tumar heri Times of India building too by Shivaji Stadium. So and then I don't amar iman paisa nasile, I couldn't do it. So that moment I also wanted to pursue my PhD, and madam কৈছিলে that you should, because I cannot earn my bread and butter with only singing. I'm not from a family of musicians, or I don't have মোৰ মা বা মোৰ দাদাহঁতে, they cannot come and support me, it's a very difficult world altogether. So but fortunately I got my admission in Delhi University. তেতিয়া madam call, so তাৰপিছতে Prabhaji College you should pursue. So that was very nice of her, and then I got admission there, also in the hostel PGW. So the Delhi University I started my MPhil. Then after MPhil I did my PhD, and my topic was Bihu. That's where I did socio-cultural study, which is more from the ethnomusicology as a subject, as we in আমাৰ নাই এতিয়াও সম্ভৱ এখন ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি ক'বাত আছে নেকি ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি ইন ইণ্ডিয়াত, I'm not sure, কিন্তু নাছিলে। সেইটো কাৰণে কি হ'ল, মই MPhil কৰাৰ পাছত PhD কৰাৰ সময়ত মোৰ মানে এডভাইজাৰ আছিলে দেবু চৌধুৰী ছাৰ। তেখেতে তেওঁলোকে অলপ মানে বিহু বুলি পেলাই মানে হেৰি কৰা নাছিলে, যে এইটো বিহুটো, আৰু হ'ল কি মই সম্ভৱ প্ৰথম আছিলো নেকি অসমীয়া, I guess so. And to অসমীয়া মানে PhD মানে বিহু হিচাপত সাধাৰণতে তো মোক মানে প্ৰথমতে মানে 6খনমান সিনপসিস তেওঁলোকে নয়ে কৰিলে, আৰু ময়ো মানে এৰি দিয়া ভকত নহয়, এবছৰমান সিনপসিসকে লিখিলো। উল্টা পুল্টা কৰি ethnomusicology যদি ক'বাত সোমোৱাই দিওঁ, তেতিয়া তেনেকৈ how can you say, how dare you can say our music ethnic. So and then মই আৰু কি কৰিম, বাইদেউ আমাৰ মামুনি বাইদেউ মানে she was a angel. মই তাকে কওঁ মোৰ লাইফত মানে there are a couple of angels and she's one of the angel.
You touched upon a few very interesting topics which are very dear to my heart. So it looks like Gunoda Baido was a huge
Yeah.
connection to your mother, right, and your mahi.
Yeah.
So how important is, Tetiar dinot TC school you had a music
Yeah.
department. I went to St. Mary's.
Yeah. Of course.
We didn't have a music department, but of course we learned all,
Yeah.
gospel music and
Yeah.
church music,
Yeah. Of course.
to sing that for the prayer services. But how important, it just goes to show how important arts education is in our life.
Yes.
It really, like, can you talk a little bit
Yeah.
about that, since
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
an educator, and then we'll come back to, to Delhi.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. No, no, definitely. Please stop me if you need to. Yeah. So, তাৰপিছতে মামুনি বাইদেউ তো মানে, it's not only me. I mean, she was like a, for everybody. She's always available. মানে কেতিয়াও বাইদেউ না নকয়, তুমি যেতিয়াই ফোন কৰা আহা মানে, এণ্ড দেন ইমান হেল্প। তাৰপিছতে মই বাইদেউক গৈ পেলাই ক'লো, বাইদেউটো তেতিয়া প্ৰফেচাৰ আছিলে ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিত, মই বাইদেউক ক'লো, বাইদেউ এনেকুৱা এনেকুৱা হৈছে, মই কি কৰোঁ মানে। মই তাৰপিছতে বাইদেউ একো ক'লে আৰু, হ'ব ৰ'বাচোন, কিবা কিবা এনেকে ক'লে আৰু। তাৰপিছতে মই আৰু সেই, তাৰপিছতে এদিন আৰু তাৰ 6খন চিনপচিছ হেৰি হোৱাৰ পাছত, দেন মাই চিনপচিছ 7th one got মানে accepted. Okay, and that was on Bihu again, Bihu socio-cultural study, Bihu performances. So tetia mane moi jetia mane tetialake jetia hol mane I was very happy, and then I was working and all. Most often I was working in the Ahomor mane bahut gawe bhuye goi korilu. আৰু তেতিয়া এটা কথা হ'ল যে মোৰ মা দেউতা কি মোৰ মা comes from a family where বিহুটো ধৰা আমাৰ যিটো কনচেপ্ট সাধাৰণতে ফাৰ্মিং কমিউনিটিত বেছি সেইটো হেৰি হয়, তেওঁলোকৰ কমিউনিটিত কৰা হয় বিহুটো। মা যিখন ছ'চাইটিত ডাঙৰ হৈছিলে তাত ধৰা সেই ধৰণৰ বিহু হোৱা নাছিলে, যিটো ধৰণৰ বিহু আমাৰ মানে তোমাৰ সমাজত হয়, মানে কৃষক সমাজত। So Madhumita, I think your video stopped. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, I was like, okay, I can
That's
see
why
it.
I just stopped my video so that there's no interference. Go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, তাৰপিছতে হেৰি মই ধৰা গাঁৱে গাঁৱে গৈছিলো, মোৰ লগত মোৰ আকৌ মোৰ কিছুমান আৰু এটা সুবিধা হ'ল যে মোৰ মানে খুব ভাল বন্ধু এজনী আছিল, তাই ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিত, তাই কটন নটীৰ প্ৰফেচাৰ এলিজা মেধি, তাই এন্থ্ৰপলজিত আছিলে, কালচাৰেল এন্থ্ৰপলজি। তাই মানে বহুত বেছি সাধাৰণতে ল'ৰা ছোৱালীবিলাক লৈ পেলাই তাই গৈছিলে বেলেগ বেলেগ গাঁৱত তাই ৰিচাৰ্চৰ কাৰণে, এন্থ্ৰপলজি। চ' মই তেওঁলোকৰ লগত প্ৰায়, because they used to study about different tribes, so that helped me a lot, so I used to go. তেনেকে মই বিহুৰ সেইখিনি মানে ৰিচাৰ্চৰ সময়ত বেছিভাগ মই গুৱাহাটীতে আছিলো বা এনেকে গাঁৱত আছিলো। আৰু তেনেকে বহুত মানে যেনেকে খগেন ফুকন বুলি তেখেত এজন বহুত পুৰণা বিহু গাই আছিলে, তেওঁ সেই পকা তুলতুল বিলাহী বুলি যিখন LP ওলাইছিলে তাতে তেখেতে গাইছিলে, and he was a pioneer figure, and I did record. And সাধাৰণতে মোৰ কামটো হৈছিলে যে I tried what my মোৰ মানে হেৰি আছিলে যে how can I preserve the songs, বিহু songs। এটাতো জানাই তো culture is like আমাৰ যে কয় বুৱতি খুটি, it's like always running, so you cannot say kele enekwa hol kenet, it has to, it changes. So but I tried to preserve some of the, I don't know whether I can call it authentic, but they are so-called the old kind of bihu songs in the notation form. That was my kind of contribution in a way. সেইটোৱে মই কৰিলো, মই মানে তেনেকে মানে যিখিনি পাৰো ৰেকৰ্ড কৰি পেলাই তাৰপিছতে মই নোটেশ্যন কৰিলো, তেনেকে প্ৰায় মই এতিয়া একজেক্টলি নাম্বাৰটো মই নাজানো, ধৰা এটলিষ্ট 30 to 40 হ'বই, মানে বেলেগ বেলেগ ধৰণৰ, মানে তোমাৰ হুঁচৰি বেলেগকে, তাৰপিছতে ঘোষা, তাৰপিছতে তোমাৰ বিহুৰ বেলেগ বেলেগ ধৰণৰ বিহু, মানে তোমাৰ হেৰি আৰু বেলেগ বেলেগ ঠাই। তেনেকে মই যেনেকে খগেন ফুকনে তেখেতে দিলে কিছুমান পুৰণি বিহু, তাৰপিছতে সোমনাথ বৰা তেখেত আমাৰ ঘৰৰ ওচৰতে আছিলে, তেখেতে দিলে। তেনেকে মানে মই বেলেগ বেলেগ ঠাইত, তাৰপিছতে আকৌ হেৰি তোমাৰ মিচিং বিহু কিছুমান, তাৰপিছত মিচিং তোমাৰ কিছুমান কমিউনিটি, মই তেওঁলোকৰ লগতো মই অলপ হেৰি কৰি পেলাই তেওঁলোকৰ কিছুমান গীত। চ' I did it now. I mean, of course, I have to do a lot more work. I look back, I think, oh my God, I need to work more on it. But I think তাৰপিছত instrumentor কথা মই দিলো বিহুৰ ঢোলৰ তাৰপিছতে আমাৰ যিখিনি ইনষ্ট্ৰুমেন্ট আছে সেইখিনি তোমাৰ সুতুলি তোমাৰ তাৰপিছতে গগনা পেপা এইবিলাকৰ এটা মানে তোমাৰ description dilu. So kind of my contribution was that, and I guess it's kind of doing good. I believe it's been there in all the libraries around the world. That's I kind of feel happy about it. So yeah, go ahead.
আমি অকমান হুঁচৰি শুনিব পাৰো নেকি?
Oh, sorry.
বিহুটো আমি পিছৰ কাৰণে ৰাখিম।
Okay, মই yeah, I've just as you said মই কিতাপখন আজি ওচৰতে থৈয়ে দিছো মানে so হুঁচৰি ঐ চত আমি বিহু মাৰো যত দুবৰি নগজিত। So this দেউতাৰ বৰে ঘৰ দেখি বলে ভয়ঙ্কৰ কৰতে কাতিল ৰুৱা ঐ গোবিন্দই ৰাম আমি লৰাহতে ধেমালি কৰিছো শিকিৰূপ উলিয়াই দিয়া ঐ গোবিন্দই ৰাম। So this is yeah, মই অলপ মানে I tried to kind of give us কি বুলি কম এটা মানে যিটো আমাৰ যেতিয়া বিহুটো এটাটো তোমাৰ নেচাৰ ফেষ্টিভেল তাৰ পাছত কেনেকে তোমাৰ আহোম ৰজা সকল অহাৰ পাছত কেনেকে চেঞ্জেছ হ'ল সেই তেনেকে অলপ মানে মই হেৰিটো কৰিছিলো মানে I try মানে my কিতাপখনতো অলপ তেনেকে মানে বুজাবলৈ চেষ্টা কৰিছিলো I tried to again I need to work a lot I guess.
I will share the link to your book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's it. Kitabkhon. I will send you the link. This is the book.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll send you. It's there in Amazon, and
yeah,
you can find.
I'll post it later on.
Oh yeah, sure. I will do that. Tapasotu moi. I did work in. I still am working on.
কৰিছিলে নহয় জিকিৰৰ ওপৰত কৰিছিলে যে হেতু অকন ক'ব নেকি আপুনি কেনেকে জিকিৰ
তাকে মই I'm coming to zikir. So কি হ'ল Yeah, so Zikir actually ki hol moi again mane bihu is I take bihu as my center point and then I go around because that kind of becomes my mane kendra boli jitu koba para like in Assamese because bihu when I was working into oh yeah, when in Delhi after my PhD korar somoy last somoy I got the job in Archive and Research Center for Ethnomusicology at American Institute of Indian Studies. Okay, 2009 on moi join korilu January October and then I itu mane one of the mane you can say one of the most important archive for ethnomusicology in South Asian research or music in culture. So funded, of course, by the American, most of the Ford and all. So moi tate asilu tate thakute mane I was working as an ethnomusicologist and a documentation officer. So tate I used to handle the library as well as archive. Mostly the published archive. Amar duta archive asle like archive duta series asle the published recording which is given by the different scholars working on who worked on the different topics in South Asia. So tate mo thakute I used to come for seminars or conferences in US often, especially in ethnomusicology area. And then I pursued some of the other aspect of Bihu, like body sexuality in Bihu song, which actually got published. That will be also published in one of the article in a Routledge publications. Yeah. Going to be it's already I think it's under from a JNU professor who's actually one of the editor. Okay, so tate hetu kori thakute I got inspired into zikir, কাৰণ মই সেই ডিব্ৰুগড় শিৱসাগৰ সেইবিলাকত মানে বিহু বিচাৰি গৈ থাকোতে then I was like okay zikir I thought, why not zikir? I do something in zikir, but zikir is difficult because এটা হল কথা মই of course everything তোমাৰ oral tradition লিখা বস্তু নাই বুলিয়ে কবা মানে আসাম হিষ্ট্ৰী যে আছে আমাৰ সেইখন মই বিচাৰি বিচাৰি আই থিংক অনলি গেটৰ যিখন হিষ্ট্ৰী আছে আমাৰ গেটৰ যিখন গেট তেখেতৰ হিষ্ট্ৰী অকমান something about one or two line about zikir বুলি নহয় he mentioned about Ajahn Fakiror if I'm not wrong I think is there so other than তেনেকে একো নাই লিখা লিখিত ভাবে তো মই মানে তেতিয়া কি কৰিলো I went to a couple of places in Shiposagar. মোৰ মাছলে cousin বাইদেউ তাতে বিয়া হৈছে তাই মোক মানে এনেকে সংযোগ কৰি দিলে তেওঁলোকে মানে পুৰণা জিকিৰ তেখেতে গায় তেওঁলোকে গায় মাজাৰত তেওঁলোকে জিকিৰ আকৌ নাগায় দেই তেওঁলোকে তাতে তেওঁলোকৰ জিকিৰ শুনিলো শুনি পেলাই মই পুৱা তেওঁলোকৰ যিটো হেৰিলে গলো তোমাৰ আজান ফকিৰৰ মানে যিটো মাজাৰ তালে গলো তাত তেওঁলোকৰ মানে তেতিয়া মানে বনাই আছিলে আধা বনোৱা হৈছিলে so মই I tried to read the zikir and kind of understand and it was difficult because again I mean এনেই চাই পেলাই তো আৰু বুজি পলে বহুত টান you have to do a study but I did a write up মানে এটা লিখিলো আৰ্টিকেল লিখি পেলাই সেইটো পাবলিছ হল এখন পচুৱা বুলি আমাৰ অসমীয়া we have a পচুৱা magazine আসলে online magazine I think it's I don't know whether it's still there or not but it was one of the I believe it's one of the first jikir English article probably so that was one of my kind of contribution I can say and then after that I wrote another article which is which actually I also presented in Harvard in 2000 I think 17 January they had a South Asia at a conference asile and there I presented the paper and then in a couple of other places so that is and that also should be published very soon by another book their article korise so that is about zikir and
that is why zikir gaidi ba niki
okay I'll try again see these are like all moi khuni মানে I pick up or whatever and any
such a treat Bihu zikir Hindustani classical everything in one platform
no মানে আর কি I yeah just I'll try so মোৰ মনত ভেদ ভাৱ নাই ও আল্লাহ মোৰ মনত ভেদ পৰ নাই ও আল্লাহ হিন্দু কি মুসলমান একে আল্লাহর ফরমান মোৰ মনত ভেদ ভাৱ নাই ও আল্লাহ মোৰ মনত ভেদ ভাৱ নাই ও আল্লাহ মোৰ মনত ভেদ পৰ নাই ও আল্লাহ so
it actually encapsulates what the Assamese society is, right?
oh yeah
The mosaic of all these different cultures and all these different traditions and religions and I mean I always like to think of it as a mosaic rather than a melting pot because it's not a melting
yeah it is very unique because I think another more jikhini mane my experience with zikir and with the other whenever I presented the papers they always said how can you call it zikir zikir means like reciting I said yeah well in Assam zikir this is a folk song and this is how we say zikir and titia we say how we are like the Muslims in India sorry in and Muslim in Assam how different we are so this is the beauty the unique thatness we that share
yes and Ajahn Fakir also
yeah.
was inspired by Hankodev
Of course yeah
right? He
yeah
from that
yeah that is that because they like Ajahn Fakir kiman khini mane Hankodever pura inspire and then Hankodev tekhetor nijore to prothom heri to san tekhet to kiman mane it's such a turn here I think the religion I don't know I mean we don't
no we are Assamese
that's what it is মইতে কওঁ দেই মোৰ মনত আছে সৰুতে আমি খ্ৰীষ্টমাছ পাতিছিলো ঘৰত বুজিছা নাই কেলে কাৰণ এই মায়ে আগতে আমি পাণবজাৰত যাওঁ নহয় গ'লে তোমাৰ যে পাণবজাৰত চাৰ্চ এটা আছে তাত যে সেই তৰাবোৰ ওলমি থাকে চ' উইজ টু ফাইণ্ড ইট ইমান মানে ফেশ্বনেশ্যন হয় ন আমাৰ আৰু উই চিনেমাবোৰ চাইছিলো সৰুতে যি আৰু এনেকে দেখিলো মাক আৰু আমি খ্ৰীষ্টমাছ পাতিম খ্ৰীষ্টমাছ পাতাটো মানে কি ষ্টাৰটো মায়ে কিনি আনে কাগজৰ যে সেইটো লগাই আছে কেক এটা বনাই দেট ইজ আৰ খ্ৰীষ্টমাছ so you know I think, and then, Eidot, we have to go to our friends, Muslim friends, they have to eat food and all. I guess
Yeah, yeah. No,
so simple life,
yes, yes. So coming to, so you were in Delhi for how many years?
Oh, Delhi, I think from 92 onward, 92 to almost 2009. Yeah.
Okay. So, and were you performing at that time? I just wanted to talk to you about like how difficult was it? You touched upon something very important.
Mm-hmm.
How, you don't have that lineage, right? I mean, we face that in Indian classical dance too. So if you don't come from lineage, also if you don't come from privilege, right? I mean,
Yeah, of course.
that is the sad part. I'm often, I acknowledge this that I come from tremendous privilege, that my parents, or even now, that I have the support of my family to continue my art. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to.
That's the backbone. You need that.
Absolutely, which is very sad. I mean, it
Yeah.
should be like that. In any other profession, you can make a living.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing,
In
but
art, you cannot.
our
Yeah.
lives are so hard. So I was just wondering, how hard was it to have access to platforms and access to, further training when you were in Delhi, being an outsider, first of all, no lineage, and then also being from Assam, right? I mean, the language is,
Yep.
is an issue, even though we say
Yep.
language is not an issue in music,
Oh, yeah.
but it's always there. So could you talk a little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
about that?
definitely.
What you,
Looks too.
yeah, so what were some of the challenges you faced?
Yeah. So first of all, at a whole, I have to say I had a tremendous, even now, support from my family. Both, of course, mom or dada, my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, everybody. They support a lot. And now, of course, my family, I'll talk about after I got married, they extreme support. And they always, moi hoda agote ko, mane Delhi thakute. All my brother and sister, they're all professionals. I was the only one in art, and we don't make money. I had my job, I had a good job, but I didn't have that. But they always supported, and I always say, "Oh, I'm living in donations." they all, I don't have to ask. Before I ask, they only put the money in my bank. Like they were so nice to me. They always encouraged me. I mean, we all learn music and dance, but I'm the one who actually pursue as a career. So, but anyway, so Delhi Jiti Ahilu, when I came to Delhi, so my guru Prabhaji said that you need to continue music. You need to learn from somebody. Karan, I used to go to Bombay, like 6 months, or I visit around one time, but that's not enough. And I could not afford to do it because of my because of my studies, as well as also it needs a lot of money. So I started going to Iqbal Ahmed Khan Sahab. He's a Khalifa of Delhi Gharana for about 2 years. And which is a very Delhi, okay, Prabhaji is from Kirana Gharana. As you know, in Hindustani tradition, we have the Gharana system, which is very speciality in the music traditions. So Kirana style is very different from the Delhi Gharana style. Delhi Gharana has a lot of tankar, a lot of, those, which is, I found it kind of difficult. But it was nice, very good experience for me to be with him, to listen, because they're all legends. And while in another thing I forgot in Bombay, while I was there, I was in speak making, which is another big thing. I have to say that's inspiration for me, because as a teenager, undergrad, then going to be, I got involved in teenager, being with all the big artists like Girja Devi, you name it, Jakir Bhai, Shiv Kumar ji, all the big legends. We used to be, because we used to work with them so closely as a volunteer. So that was a big thing, like, to see them and to have them, like, listen to them. Iman buji poa nasilu, but we kind of, that was a big thing, like, speak make inspired, like a young mind, you can say, which is very important when you're young, to kind of put it in your mind that how important this is. So anyway, so then coming to Delhi, so I after then I met Mala Shri Prasad, my guru. She's a disciple of Gyan Prakash Ghosh and Shubha Gurtuji and many more. And she is an Indian Revenue Service. So she had very little time, but she took me as a disciple. And she's from Banaras Gharana. I started Thumri. And this is Thumri is a totally different genre. I I didn't had much idea because I'm a so-called classical, like classical trained, but classical in a way we can say it's a kind of easier than Thumri, because Thumri is a very, I call it intellectual. It is. You are thinking, because you have to think about it's like, you're singing a poetry and you're communicating with your audience, but at the same time, you're you have to have a very good knowledge of raga, because you have to apply everything, like, how you're uh, when you're talking to a person, it's like almost talking, like in dance you have that. And then abhinaya, because Thumri is a song, for courtesans. There's a song for their patrons. So it's a very difficult singing. So which took me some time. And I have to tell you, when I started learning from her, and Balluha Varseji, who used to be in tabla, and he used to play accompany. He was in All India Radio, and even my Malaji, also a great artist, Thumri singer. So Balluha Varseji used to play, always accompany, and he used to come and practice. He used to come to my house to practice also, because the tabla is very difficult, the whole theka and all. So at the beginning, when I was not understanding anything, I used to just like a mechanically, I used to just sing. Then one day my ma'am said, "Do you have a boyfriend?" I said, that time I didn't have a boyfriend. I said no. He said, "You better have one." She said, "You better have one, because unless you understand the pain, that agony, the separation, the longing, which is very, very important."
Yes, alongside, I mean, we always say that, right? I mean, even in dance now, in Western classical art forms,
Yeah,
you know, you're at your peak and prime in your early 20s, right? In your teens and your early 20s. But in Indian classical traditions, you're not even taken seriously until you're
yeah,
in your
yeah,
40s,
yeah. No,
right?
no,
Because that's when you've already amassed your life experiences, the
yeah,
suffering, the
yeah,
pain, the joy, and so you can
yeah,
emote. Can I beg
yeah.
you to sing a little bit of Tumri
Oh,
now?
my God.
Because
Okay. I'll just sing again. I hope it's. I mean, it is. I'm just singing in just. Um, it is because it's. This is a season of monsoon, and this is time we sing a lot of Kajari, Sawan, Jula,
yes,
and this is a Kajari in Mishrapilu, and we get to sing not too much of, because since seasonal, and also especially in America, very little time. So is it? आज होना हमारे सैयां, आज होना आए हमारे सैयां, जिया नहीं लागे मैं क्या करूं गुया, जिया नहीं लागे, जिया नहीं लागे, जिया नहीं लागे, जिया नहीं लागे, मैं क्या करूं गुया, आज होना हमारे सैयां, जिया नहीं लागे, मैं क्या करूं। Okay.
So speaking of Saya,
Yeah. Okay.
how did you meet your husband? And he's a very accomplished musician too. So could you
Uh,
talk about your journey
okay.
together? Meet and
That's,
you
yeah, okay.
create wonderful work together. So if you can tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so yeah, so that is yeah. So সেইটো এটা মানে it's another story, but বিয়াটো আৰু জানা এইটো হ'বই লাগে আৰু মোৰ মানে অসমত থাকোতে মানে কি গুৱাহাটীত দিল্লীত থাকোতে since I had a good job, everything was going very fine. I didn't want to get married. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And মাৰ মানে সদায় চিন্তা আৰু ক'বলৈও ভয় কৰে দাদাহঁতো মানে they don't know because finding a match for me became difficult in a way আৰু মই মানে খুব ছোৱালীজনী অলপ মানে I just say on a face মই লুকাব নাজানো আৰু what I am and I wanted a person who will accept me the way I am, you know, because I can't leave music for, you know, I will not be able to I mean this thing. So but for some reason it was very difficult for Ma and all to find a Assamese অসমীয়া ল'ৰা বা এনেকা আমাৰ অসমীয়া যেতিয়া অসমীয়া ল'ৰাই বিচাৰিব অসমীয়া তাৰপিছতে তেনেকা ডিফিকাল্টি মাহটোৰ হৈছিলে but anyway so that মই যেতিয়া কাম কৰি আছিলো archive and research center তেতিয়া মানে my husband Hans, so he was he came because আমাৰ যিহেতু American institute, so mostly we used to all the scholar but especially American scholar কাৰণে তেওঁলোকৰ কাৰণে যিবিলাক তেওঁলোকৰ খিনি কম এডমিনিষ্ট্ৰেটিভ কামবিলাক হৈছিলে মানে other than research তেওঁলোকক যেতিয়া তেওঁলোকে আহে ইয়াৰ পৰা কণ্টেক্ট কৰে they want to be on the different whatever program they're coming for. He went for his he came for his research, he was doing his MA research in dissertation thesis at Western Himalaya at a tribe called Johnsor Bower. So he was working and he was at Ohio State University. So he came and for his primary data he was to collect that he came to our library, and that's where we actually met. But you know that was a meeting just like a scholar. He came and I was, you know, handling the work basically. That was it. But he's in a, I can just say the American people, they're very straightforward. he, he meets me the second day, he's like, okay, so he's just kind of a little bit big. মোৰ মানে আমাৰ যি boss আছিলে, she's always like, she was very protective towards us, like কয় মানে you always should have a professional there's no kind of personal relationship with the scholar. You have to have that. I mean, and I'm young as look, and she's always used to say, and we had that kind of attitude. But he was kind of very outspoken, like, you know, he's like he just asked me, you know, are you going out or are you engaged with somebody? And boy, man, I got to put I wear a ring here just to show people I'm engaged, so that people don't bother me.
I'm bothering.
So he just said, you know, if in case if you don't wish to get married to the person you're engaged to, think about me. I'm like, what the hell, this guy? Like, you know how many girls probably he's going around with, and anyway, it's gone. It's like it was in 2006 or কথা চাগে. তাৰপিছতে কি হ'ল, he came back, তাৰপিছতে he was doing his research for 6 months and he was in Johnsor Bower আহিলে. Then he came to Guwahati. There was a event, but he's by the way, he's a disciple of Shujat Khan Sahab, sitar. So that's another, I got interested because music is that like, you know, understanding that we understand music together. We are just friends. If you're interested, we can, you know, come to Guwahati and you can perform. Tarasate tetia he Balukha Varsizi. So he came, we brought him to Guwahati for performance. Guwahati, you know that Vivekananda Hall hoisile. And tetia, by the way, heri ahisile Mamuni Baidu asle ahise, Mamuni Baidu came. Gunoda Baidu was there that time. So she came. So we performed. Tetia Mur Mai, of course, she met him, and for some reason Ma liked him and just said like he's from a good family. And I'm like, how do you know? She's like, I'm much more experienced than you. And he's nice. I mean, he's good. I mean, that's a different thing. But anyway, but then I think he left for America in 2009 or no, 2008 or end of he came. And then the first মানে সি হেৰি thing মানে যেতিয়া I was in the ARC মই কাম কৰি আছো মানে দেই for তেতিয়া he called me and said like, are you married? First thing I'm like, why? So I কৈছো no. তেতিয়া মই কৈছো যে why? I'm like, just like that. So then I think we got তেতিয়া এটা মানে এটা friendship হ'ল. Then 2009 or May মাহত we got married. It was very quick marriage. He had only a couple of, I think, 2 weeks leave because he was teaching here in Ohio State. That time he was doing his PhD also. Then 2009 or 9 or 10, I think 7th was our registry marriage. Then 10th was our Hindu rituals to be a Guwahatit. We had got married, and then he got back, and then I left my job. I was still working, and that also I was working for kind of teaching on and off for India IGNO. It was more like it's a correspondence asile too. I think a couple of classes I took or something, but I wrote the course writing not asilu. Anyway, then I came to US later that year, 2009, and then next year I got my green card here. So yeah, that is the way we met him, and I met him. And then I have to say again, I'm fortunate to be with a family where they really respect music and education. My in-laws are really, I could not have asked for more. They're so supporting. And that is why probably I've been able to continue, what I'm doing. So yeah, please go ahead.
I mean, again, just our artistry, it's not just your passion and sadhana and dedication. It's also so many other people, your teachers, but also the family, your
Oh,
kids.
yes.
I mean,
I'm sure. I'm sure you know. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
there's no way to continue because, it's very fulfilling, but it doesn't really, put food on the table.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
the hours are crazy. There's no, um, so I totally understand, and that is so wonderful that you found him and found his family.
Yeah. Often this question is always like my how, how did you meet him? How did you get? Because it's a এইটো মানে কেতিয়াও প্ল্যান হোৱা নাছিলে যদিও মই আমেৰিকান ইনষ্টিটিউট কাম কৰিছিলো কিন্তু কেতিয়াবা ভগৱানে মিলাই দিয়ে সেইটোৱে কম আৰু
Yeah.
things happens that way and you know সেইটো এটা খুব ডাঙৰ কথা as an artist
Yes. So here I would like
you
to
need to
share.
have the support from all angle.
Like
Yeah.
to share
Yeah.
a video of the two of you performing together. So this
Okay.
has a little bit of a context until I try to share it again, and hopefully, the God of technology is going to work with me.
Okay, don't worry,
So,
don't worry.
so
Take
give
it
us a
easy.
little context while I try to share the screen. If you can tell our viewers which year this was and what you both are doing in this recording. What was
Is
this event?
is that from the with the Costovi?
No, no, no. This one is the other one. Is that, hold on, the Madhukan's one?
Oh no, that is actually
Oh, that
not
was
he's
before. No, sorry, that's not
yeah
the one. Sorry.
yeah.
Let's talk about the cost of one. Uh,
Okay.
so I also want to, this is one of the ways we reconnected was
Oh
actually
yeah, yeah.
because I was part of this collective recently because of the pandemic. The University of North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
this program,
That
professional
module one, I
development
think.
program. Yes,
Mhm.
and we were asked to create a piece we were not given any framework. We were just given time, and we were told that we had to create a piece, and we would be reacting to live music.
Oh wow.
But we didn't know what the music was going to be, so we just had to come up with a dance score, send it to the instructor, and then the music. And then I saw that you were going to play them, you were going to sing for us, and I was so excited.
Oh, wow.
And it was just such an honor to be moving to your singing, even though it was virtually. Um, and um, and then, of course, we got talking about how you're so well known even in the Indian classical dance community. And uh, if you could talk a little bit about your collaborative projects, and then we can show the video with Kostavi.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah, basically when I came to US, so it took me some time to settle down, and especially in Midwest. So I started teaching music. Again, I never taught music in India, like in India, like University Pohuat, I didn't have to teach. So I was learning only. So I started teaching. So I had a couple of students, and then I had more online. I started taking online classes and all. And now I can say I have a fairly good amount of student, and but I only do one-to-one. I don't do group classes at all because I don't feel comfortable. And I always, it's not just a quality or a quantity, I look at the quality. I just don't want anybody to, I mean, they have to have the dedication, because what I am um, uh, giving to them, what I have got from my gurus, and what this is like priceless. And I just cannot just, you know, um, just do it just for the heck of it. You have to have that passion, dedication, and so on and so forth. So that way I have students who are as young as 3 years old too, and as old as 65 and plus too. I have a music business with Sacred Music. So I do events for students at least twice a year. And then they also go and perform in different various events depending whenever they are called, and when I'm also called. So I kind of that way. And then we also have, students themselves also do, mehfil or some kind of that. And for my or music business, we call, so we do a big event. We used to do every year, but now we do only like twice, like twice, no, once in 2 year. It's called Raktal. And this is like we get funded from GCSE or OSC, depending whatever platform we take, the grant we apply. So we have been, this is also, we also do workshop and a concert. And then we try to bring some of the best, some of the finest artists from Ohio, or doesn't matter it's Ohio, but from other state too, or sometimes artists who are traveling from India. And so we do in a very good hall, here, and then it's a ticketed event. So we have been, this is like seventh year. The last year we had it. So we tried to pull up. Last year we got about, it was 200 sitter. We got about 180 people. So that was a big success story for us. And again, we are not going only for Indian people. We want everybody. I mean, it's like, any who's we don't doesn't matter who you are. Like, we are welcoming to, because we're promoting Indian classical music and dance, but we are also bringing other music. Like, we had jazz, also a part of, we do a lot of fusion kind of a thing. Then we had Turkish, so we or Middle Eastern drumming. So we also do a part of, in our, like, one of the event, like in Raktal, one of the item will be like that. Maybe often we do that end. And then Kostovi, of course, he is the finest Odissi dancer in US now. And we work with her. And then another Kathak dancer, we have been working with her also, Amisha Shah. She's a very good Kathak dancer. So Kostovi, she was in Ohio State. So she has been working with my husband, Hans Sutter, a lot, because they do a lot of collaboration, the project Sitar, and, dance that they have been doing. So like this time, Kostovi came up because she said she doesn't want to do Odissi, the traditional music, but she wanted Hindustani music. She wanted some new way to try. So that's how we tried. And the Tarana It's one of the performance that I think you are going to put
Yes.
the recording. This is something that we did together. And the tabla artist is from he's from Minneapolis, Abhinav Sharma, one of the best tabla player, I can say.
Okay, I'm going to go and share the screen now.
Sure.
Utpola, are you here? Looks like we've lost you. We're going to wait and see if you can rejoin. Are you here, Utpola? Sorry, I think we had lost you for a second.
Sorry,
Okay,
connect.
there you are. Okay.
Sorry, the connection was so bad. I mean, it
Yeah, yeah.
just kind of
No,
freeze. Yeah,
okay. That was beautiful.
thank you.
So, I'm just curious, how do you do your riyaz? Do you both work together? Do you have separate rooms for your riyaz? How does it work to be in the same house?
Yeah, Mane, yeah, we try. I do Riyaz. We don't do together because what happens, sitar, I sing in a lower key because my voice around G or G sharp I and sitar, C or above, which is very difficult to match it. So that is the another reason why we do not do too much program together because I cannot sing in his key and he cannot play in my key. But he does guitar. He's a very good. He plays Hindustani in guitar because he's actually a guitarist.
Yeah, I think I
Uh,
met him in the Saraswati Vandana.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
he does professionally with Hidayat Khan's younger son, and as a group, Inath, they're very well known from of Maryland. Uh, so he plays with them, melodic intersect. So he does guitar like Hindustani in music in guitar. So he does guitar with me. Again, ঘৰত দুটা মানে if you have two musician, I guess it doesn't always go together. But practice. He does it his way. I mean, his my, we always have some. Sometime we don't agree in some this thing. Sometime we do agree. So, but it's good to share because it's always something new to learn, either music or from our research, because we are also doing together a lot of work together in a homot, especially documenting some of the traditional music, and we are also working on Mazuli book project at because my mom passed away 2018. So since he always encouraged us to education, and then I'm working in the library right now. So I'm we are like I'm taking books from here that we get a lot of books which is almost free, and we are setting up money is already there in Majuli that we are trying to help, and also we're trying to do some work in Assam, especially documenting some of the traditional culture, music and culture. So that is something that both of us are kind of, yeah.
That is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. Which brings me to one of our last questions.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
so happy that you um, agreed to come to the forum,
Oh,
and the
really.
co-moderators are also. We are so grateful to your time. But I was just wondering, what
Yeah.
this is such a hard time. I know for me, we lost all our shows. I had all my bookings are gone. It's a really hard time to be an artist, and so many of my fellow artists here are struggling. And I was just wondering, how what are you doing different? Like I am immersing myself um, more on the texts, and also trying to practice pieces that I never often get chance to
Oh,
showcase,
wow.
and also get into a little bit of the drumming and the music
Mm-hmm.
that accompanies my dance. How are you spending your time? Are you worried about what the future is like for people like us who often we rely on closed spaces for performances?
Yeah.
What are you doing? How are you coping with the in in life to life in a pandemic?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. This is. Yes, you're right. I mean, it is a very difficult time. First of all, um, as an artist, is a lot of our shows are being cancelled, and we do not know when we will be able to perform in front of people. Not at least virtual is not what it is. I mean, this is not, we call it art because you need to have that contact, as an artist is very important. But at the same time we need to be safe, so we are doing what we are doing. But what I kind of did, from March onward, most of my students, almost all of them, are started taking online classes, and there are a lot of online lectures, webinar kind of things have been happening, even performances that I have been doing it. Other than that, I did call it like a mehfil, online music. Every Saturday, I started from April up to June end. I think no, not June. Yeah, I think May end. So yeah, April and May. So almost 9 Saturdays maybe. So where it was initially actually people asked us that, why don't you guys perform? Then I thought it's nice to perform, but sometimes it's always too good to do with the people, also bring some more people along with us, kind of, it gives more support. And we know everybody, all of us are going through that kind of a um, depression, kind of depression, in a way we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So anyway, so I asked my students, some of my younger student as well as my adult, and then other than my student, it was like kind of open to everybody. So we had a lot of people from around the world, artists. It's not only for artists, it's for everybody, because we are not kind of calling the judging anybody here. You can be a listener, lover of music, but we want you to sing. Okay, that was our. So we did that with Call Mehfil, which is online now. We put it. My niece from New Jersey, she put it. She made a children video and a adult video for music together. It's called Mehfil. That was something that I did it, and then I'm taking my class, also taking my class from my guru, because my guru Malaji, she said, like, I want to give you some of the compositions which are that I think you need to learn them, because they are like very rare. So this is something that I have been doing every only last couple of weeks I've not been able to do it, but every week I started taking 2 classes a day from her on WhatsApp and Skype. So this is what I'm trying to do, and again doing some research, working on my paper and something. So I think, yeah, that's how I kind of, and now I'm back to my work. Touch it again. I have to say that I'm still, I have my job, so I feel fortunate. I know many people have lost their job, and yeah, I think this is, I don't know. Yeah.
For viewers, I'm going to post those links just because, in the interest of time, I know you probably are close to dinner time,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not going to play those videos. I'm going to post them. So for our viewers and our friends and your friends in the community, whoever wants to check out Utpala's work during
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic, the videos that she talked about, they will be posted in the message section. Um, before we end, Ba, can you please sing a bihu?
Oh, well, yeah, I'll try my bihu. Okay, so. Ioti koisene hor mugari mohora ita tu koisene horoi maku ita tu koisene hor ibahagor bihuti oi ne pati kene kui thaku. Hi, hi, nali nai bisoni keloi ha, aji sila oi keloi ha, aji sila oi mure numon bolia kori. Hi, hi, morom na dhemali keloi ko, hori sila oi keloi ko, hori sila oi mure numon bolia kori. গগনা আরণি গগনা পুরনি মুরে মা কন্দে হাওই গগনা কি হেরে বাউে মা কন্দে হাওই গগনা কি হেরে বাউ দুফালে দুসাতি মাজতে এসাতি মুরে মা কন্দে হাওই মুগা খুতা লগায়ে বাউে মা কন্দে হাওই মুগা খুতা লগায়ে বাউ. I think.
Arre, Ba.
So my view. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, this was so amazing. I could go on for another 2 hours.
Oh no, no. Definitely. Bihu is like, I guess it
Yes.
just
No, just to be in your presence and to hear, your journey. It is such a privilege, and thank you so much for sharing with us. And good luck to you. Please stay safe.
you too. Thank you so much to you for giving me this opportunity and what I say, Mane, you valued whatever little I'm doing for the community or for the people. And I wish you all the success and for your work, best wishes, and to all the SMEs people, stay safe, and
Okay. All right.
what
Good
I
night,
can say,
everyone.
best
Thank you
wishes.
for
Thank
tuning
you.
in. Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bhalo thakiba. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, sure. Bye. Okay, thank